Good morning, second grade. It is time to do lesson 11:3. Read picture graphs. I think you'll like this lesson. It's fun because it has pictures and it's not very hard. The objective is to read and interpret picture graphs. Math words for today is picture graph, symbol, data, and key. Let's look at the story. Miranda asks her friends about their favorite type of book. She records the data in a picture graph. What does the picture graph show about Miranda's friends? What is a picture graph, you might be asking? Do you think it might be a graph? Does it use pictures? I think it does. Here it says, a picture graph uses symbols to show data. And the symbols usually come in a picture. So let's look at the picture graph here. Here's the title, favorite type of book. Here are the types of books. We have fiction, and it goes across this way. That would be horizontal. Then we have nonfiction books, and it goes this way across. Now remember, nonfiction means that these are true to life stories. Fiction means that they are make-believe stories. So this is what the friends chose. 8 friends chose fiction. That was their favorite type of book. And nonfiction, how many friends chose nonfiction? If you count the books, how many do you see? Hopefully you see 4. The key tells us what the picture represents. So if you're never sure what you're looking at, look for the key. The key will tell you. It says each book stands for one friend. And it tells us again here. The key tells how many each symbol stands for. So this time each book stands for one friend. The picture graph shows that 8 friends choose fiction and 4 friends choose nonfiction. Which do you like better? Fiction books that are make-believe or nonfiction books that are true to life? Let's go to the practice. Use the picture graph about favorite types of books to answer the question. Question number 1, which type of book do more friends choose? Oh, I told you would like this. It's not hard to see, huh? When you look here, do more kids like fiction or more kids like nonfiction? The picture is pretty easy to tell. What did you choose? Yeah, hopefully you chose fiction. Which type of books do more friends choose? More friends choose fiction. How many more friends chose fiction than nonfiction? What did we say? What does how many more mean? I hope you just said subtraction. Yes, remember those 3 words, we've talked about this many times, means subtraction. So we are going to be subtracting fiction and nonfiction. We always put the number that has more. So what number would I put here? Count it. Write it down. Right there. And then how many chose nonfiction? Count it. And write it there. What did you put? I gave you a head start. This is what you should have put. 8 minus 4. So how many more friends chose fiction than nonfiction? Use your mental math. 8 minus 4 is... Ta-da! If you put 4, you are correct. Good. Let's go to the next page. Oh, another picture graph. Shows the favorite seasons of a group of students. Use the picture graph to answer the questions. So here's our picture graph. We have our favorite season. Some like fall, some winter, some spring, some like summer. And each leaf stands for how many students? I hope you said 1. Yes. Number 3. Which season is the favorite of the least number of students? Well, that's a trick question. So they really don't want to know which one's the favorite. They want to know which one of the favorite seasons is the least number. That was kind of tricky. Let's take a look here. I'll give you a couple seconds. Which one has the least number of leaves? Write it down. Let's see if we have the same answer. I chose spring because it only has 3 leaves. All of the other ones have more. What did you put? Number 4. How many students like spring or summer best? This is another trick question. They're not asking us to compare. They want us to put it together. How many students like spring or summer best? That means of all of the seasons they gave us, they want us to put spring and summer together because they want to know how many students like spring or summer best. So, count spring, please. Write it down. Count summer. Write it down. And then add it. I'm giving you a little head start. Okay, now I'm going to begin. Spring, I see 3 leaves. Summer, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 leaves. And all together, how many students does that make who like spring or summer best? I hope you put 10. Number 5. Use the picture graph about rainy days to answer the question. So here's rainy days. This is how many rainy days. Oh, a little trickier. Each drop of water. Does it count for 1 day or more? If you look at the key will tell you each drop of water stands for 2 days. So I have to count by 2s every time I see a raindrop. I might just want to make my life easier and go ahead and just write 2 in each raindrop. 2, 2, 2, 2. Go ahead and do that. We could do it together at the same time. It might help you. It might be hard for you to see. But I wrote the number 2 inside each raindrop because that's what the key said. All right. Now that you have written a 2 in each raindrop, let's do number 5. And remember, anytime if I move a little fast, pause, fill it in, and then press play again. How many days did it rain in July and August? Explain how you found your answer. July and August. What are you going to do? Did you add or subtract? I hope you added. Just remember, though, that each drop is worth 2. So let's count by 2s. And let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So July has 12. I might even just write it here at the end, just so I don't forget. And August has 2, 4, 6. Oh, August has 6. The question says, how many days did it rain in July and August? So what did you do? I hope you said add. That is what you do. So we're going to take 12 plus 6. I added 12 plus 6. And I got 18. 18 days. For some people, you might even be more specific. You say, I remembered that each drop equaled 2 days. If that is a helpful detail. Number 6. Why is it important to read the key before looking at the data in a picture graph? That's true, because I almost made that mistake. I was just looking at the drops, and then I realized, oh, each drop, it doesn't just stand for 1 day. It actually stood for 2 days. So the reason why I should look at the key first is to know how many is in each symbol. Let's see, how can I say that? I look to see how many is each. Can you read that? I look to see how many is each symbol worth. Sometimes it might be worth 1, but other times, just like this one, it might be worth 2. Okay, last page. We have about 3 minutes left on here. We have, again, picture books as an example, but this is a different problem completely, so let's go here. We have field trip locations. We have favorites, or what they like, smiley faces. Some kids like zoo, museum, or farm. Each smiley face stands for 1 student. Remember, they said it's important to look here first. Oops, sorry. It's important to look at the key first to know how much each symbol represents. How many students chose the zoo? Please count it. How many did you count? Write it down. Do we agree? Number 2, which field trip do the most students vote for? I can see the one with the most. Hopefully you see that too. And number 3, how many students in all vote? Well, we would have to count each section to see how many students there were that voted total. So let's add it up. We know that there were 7 students for the zoo, because that's what we wrote here. Museum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And farm, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you would add that up. We do know that 7 plus 9, if you have to, hopefully mental math you could do, 16. And then 16 plus 4, count. What did you put? Did you put 20? Very good if you did. The last page is your homework. So as you do this, look carefully at the picture graph. Be sure to look at the key first to know how many. Ooh, this is a good one. Each foot stands for 5. So remember, count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And if you have to, write it at the end just to help you remember. And do the next one. There's nothing for car, so that would be 0. And then for bus, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. I hope that helps you today as you are finding the answers for the homework section. All right. Have fun. This is fun, picture graphs. Bye. Side note for number 3 on your homework. It's another one of those how many students walk or take a bus to school. Remember, that means that they want you to find the total all together. So it would be how many students walk or take a bus to school. Add that up. All right, I hope that helps. Bye.